Welcome to the breakdown where we break down all the messed up movies. Have you heard the legend of the Slit-Mouthed Woman, Kuchisake-onna? A ghostly demon who asks any unlucky pedestrian their last question. She will ask, "Am I pretty?" If you say yes, then she'll show you her face, disfigured, sharp scissors in hand. If you say yes again in fear, she'll give you similar scars. I'm sure you know what happens if you say no. It was fun to watch Carved, the Slit-Mouthed Woman, a film directed by Koji Shiraishi, the same director of Noroi, The Curse, and Grotesque, one of the most gruesome, disturbing movies. Carved is loosely based on the urban legend and involves two teachers trying to find missing children kidnapped by the spirit. I'd love to make a video on every single movie by Koji Shiraishi after this. Before we get started, I want to thank Oli Toon for creating birthday fan art. Demon Slayer, SpookyRice. No demon can stop me now, and definitely not Kuchisake-onna. You can find Carved, a Slit-Mouthed Woman on Bilibili. Just type in Carved, the Slit-Mouthed Woman, sub, Bilibili should be first option. If you want to see what happens, including all the messed up parts, stay tuned for the breakdown. Cue the Gohan! Carved, the Slit-Mouthed Woman. Some kids mention a classmate who ran into the Slit-Mouthed Woman. Tall, with long hair, mouth covered with a white mask. We know the legend by now. This legend spreads through various homes in this town. This abusive mom wishes that the Slit-Mouthed Woman would take her daughter away before slamming her on the ground. This reminds me of the Another anime. Some weird curse now wants to start taking over the town. We have two teachers. One is Kyoko and the other is Noboru. Noboru notices this eerie drawing in class. It says, "Am I pretty?" Also, an earthquake seems to hit the entire town. Everybody we've seen so far is being affected. And a loud voice asking, "Am I pretty?" Disembodied and ghostly, asking the entire town. The Slit-Mouthed Woman awakens from her spiritual slumber to wreak havoc upon new victims. She looks like Jeepers Creepers. Eventually, things go back to normal, but then this boy is kidnapped, dragged by the Slit-Mouthed Woman just out of nowhere. Huge sharp scissors in hand, and the boys run to see their friend has disappeared. After yesterday's disappearance, the school gathers all the students and lets them know they get to go home early. Yes! But it's because of a kid disappearing, so that sucks. This girl with the mask, her name is Mika. She's not Slit-Mouthed Woman. She's the girl who was abused. But Mika is hiding wounds from abuse underneath the mask. Anytime a kid doesn't want to return home, you know something is wrong. The teacher, Kyoko, offers to help Mika make up with her mother. Her mom did this to her. And this. And that. A lot more. Damn, this was supposed to be a happy breakdown. Mika tells her sensei that she hates her mother. Damn, she act like Mika said she wanted to blow up the school. Sensei chases after her, but Mika has been grabbed by the Slit-Mouthed Woman. Just look at that terror. Sensei is so freaked out, the bloodlust makes her freeze in fear. Kind of like when Sasuke met Orochimaru for the first time. Soon there's an investigation, but no one believes Kyoko about the Slit-Mouthed Woman. Oh, and there's Mika's mother. Now it's not all black and white. She doesn't hate her daughter. She just has some trauma of her own. And this is why Kyoko was so angry when Mika said she hates her mom. Kyoko is a mother too, but separated from the father and her daughter. Perhaps that's why she reacted so strongly to hearing Mika say she hates her mother. Kyoko would hurt her daughter too. Mika is still missing a day later, and Mika's mother blames herself. She hates that she's abused her, which she attributes to anxieties that developed after the death of her husband. This little brat wonders if their mom is the kidnapper, since she's wearing a mask too. Damn, mom, use your elbows. Sit your sick ass down. Mika's best friend wipes away tears when she sees Mika's bullies offer to pass out missing person posters. Some bullies just need to step into other people's shoes. Those are the best kind of bullies. The other teacher, Noboru, finds a picture where the person looks just like the Slit-Mouthed Woman. Turns out the Slit-Mouthed Woman speaks only to him. That means that she's planning a kidnapping. He follows the source of the sound, knocking on this little boy's door to warn him. But too late, she just ran up in his house, walking aggressively, and snatched him like he was making a scene at Walmart. Like, swiped him like that fox from Dora the Explorer. She's just so determined. I just like how she just walked up like that. What's your problem, demon lady? Surprisingly, she lets the boy go, deciding to switch targets. She asks the man, "Am I pretty?" See how Kyoko nopes out of there? I would have done the same thing. Kyoko grabs a knife and stabs the Slit-Mouthed Woman, but the ghost ignores it. It takes 3 stabs to weaken her, and she falls to the ground unconscious. Damn, you two just killed a ghost. That's OP. And gladly, the little boy is safe. The Slit-Mouthed Woman took over someone's body. That's the woman that was sick, that was coughing everywhere, the mother of those 2 little girls. The baby was right, her mom was the Kuchisake-onna. Actually, it seems the ghost can take over people's bodies. Sadly, this woman lost her life. Her daughters lost their mother. And these 2 senseis got a lot of explaining to do. I wonder how you'll explain to those 2 that you killed their mom. The lady in the picture is named Teiko Matsuzaki. She is Noboru's mother. His mother turned into the Slit-Mouthed Woman. He recalls his mother used to beat him and his siblings. Damn, imagine getting cracked for no reason like that. Eventually, his siblings were killed. And then apparently his mother disappeared too. It seems that his mother became the Slit-Mouthed Woman. Soon they hear her voice again. Another child is in danger. I figured this all out. Like an ultimate detective, the Slit-Mouthed Woman only takes over mothers' bodies, and the sign is a terrible sickness, a cough. Unfortunately, this is Mika's best friend. Mika's best friend was named Natsuki, and her mother are out passing out missing persons posters. But unfortunately, she is kidnapped by the spirit. Finally, we see what happened to the kidnapped kids. They are tied up in a dark basement. Other kids have been here too and didn't make it out. The ghost ties up the children and then uses her scissors to scar the children, just like how she looks. It's like something out of Corpse Party. This movie's ending up darker than I thought. Luckily, Mika has been watching Breaking Bad and has an idea when she sees some broken shards on the floor. She inches towards it using her feet and struggles to cut the bindings. Eventually though, the ghost kills her captive, leaving this body to be discovered. While driving around, Mika's bullies and a man see a girl limping away. Then they stumble upon Natsuki. And it seems that despite just being kidnapped, Mika decided to cut her free instead of herself. That was very self-sacrificing. But also, she's been wounded. They learned from the legend that the Slit-Mouthed Woman hides children in a house with a red roof. So, common sense tells you what the plan is now. Oh, and guess what? The house that Noboru lived in as a child had a red roof. Meanwhile, Mika's mother also is doing her investigation. Knocking on doors eventually leads her to learning about a house with a red roof too. Heck, this kid even knows the address. The police kinda suck in this movie. They don't know this stuff. Anyway, the address is Childbeck Hill, where the 2 teachers eventually end up as well. The 2 teachers move through the dark house, kind of like in the Halloween movies when people visit the old Myers house and they sense the evil that was here. Soon, his memory comes back to him. He figures out how his mother became the Slit-Mouthed Woman. We flash back to him when he was a child. He witnessed his mother having a fit of sickness, and then she beats him for no reason at all. But then she consoles him and apologizes. But then she runs out of the room and grabs a knife, asking her son to chop her head off. If he doesn't do it, then she'll do it to him the next time she goes crazy. But too late, she grabs those scissors and tells her son that he'll end up just like his siblings. And so, he stabs her, slashing her right across the mouth, creating the Slit-Mouthed Woman. He then kills her by jabbing her right in the gut. He covers her with the signature coat and mask and stashed her body away in a closet. That explains how she's a ghost now. Eventually, they find Mika tied up. She's the only kid who wasn't mutilated, despite being kidnapped second. Those skeletons are Noboru's siblings. Noboru listens to the sound of his mother's voice, but it ends up getting him stabbed. She also slashes his ankles so he can't run away. You know, I always figured she would be nude underneath. That coat she's wearing, that's one of those pervert coats. Kuchisake cracks Sensei to the ground before slapping the girl unconscious. Meanwhile, Mika's mother finds the address where everything is going down. Following the trail of blood leads her right into Sensei, but Kuchisake is torturing her daughter right now. She takes a knife in the back to help her daughter. Kyoko returns downstairs to barter with the ghost, but she's a vengeful spirit. There's no stopping her, and Kyoko stabs her right in the throat. She's reminding me a lot of Michael Myers. Even Michael would die like that in the early 80s. Noboru inches towards his ghostly mother, but right before he cuts her head off, he sees that this is the body of the mother of Natsuki. And suddenly, Mika's mother starts coughing, transferring the Kuchisake spirit to her. How can you destroy something that keeps winning the gulag? She fatally wounds Noboru, but he uses his last ounce of energy to swipe the demon and kill her, just like how he did when he was a boy. Then, his mother's true spirit from within tells him to cut her head off. And so he does, triggering a paranormal earthquake that seems to put Kuchisake-onna to rest for another 30 years. Noboru passes away with her head in his hand, and the house collapses around them. And so, Mika is safe, but her mom is gone now. Yet Kuchisake-onna is still alive. And this is her true form. Kuchisake-onna is not dead. Eventually, Kyoko meets with her ex-husband and daughter. The events that transpired made her want to reconnect with her daughter, even though both the father and daughter are reluctant to even be next to her. Still, Kyoko apologizes to her for all the pain she's caused. That was so sweet, but... oh no. The movie ends as Kuchisake-onna takes over Kyoko and she cooks her scissors to kill another. And that is the end of Carved. I love the end credits. It has the most peaceful, lovely song playing. Now this song right here, this is my jam. This is like my life essence. Let's talk about the most disturbing moment, most enjoyed moment in Carved. The actual legend of the Slit-Mouthed Woman is very different from the movie. She just rolled up and grabbed suckers. Also, we are left with some big questions. Why was Noboru's mother tripping so hard? Was she affected by a curse well before dying? Is there an abusive mother curse in town? Mika, Kyoko, and Slit-Mouthed Woman must have had traumatic experiences that carried over and exploded. But we saw some good fathers in this movie. The father of Natsuki, father of Kyoko's child. I'm saying I wish they explored Kyoko and Mika's backgrounds a little more. Shows how important it is to break a cycle of abuse. Adults are responsible for the relationship between their child. Most disturbing moment is Kuchisake-onna mutilating the kids in the basement. That part was eerie. And then the grandpa discovers a body just laying in the parking lot. That was a particularly dark scene for a movie like this. Most enjoyable moment was the ending. I think that was a solid bad ending where the bad girls win, like something out of A Nightmare on Elm Street. But then those credits and that anime outro brought back my hope. And that's it. I got some ghostly movies for you here, like The Cat, a Korean horror movie about a white cat that hides a sinister history. Also, we got Pulse, a collaboration with Cinema Nippon, all about the anxieties of the future. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe to see more messed up stuff. Thanks for watching. Spooky out.